This game did not fail. I'm sorry if you were waiting for a big long explanation of this entire video to me to fully explain on why this game didn't fail, but I feel like it should be pretty obvious at this point, and I think it's kind of silly that we're even bringing this topic up. But for those who don't know, that's actually been a pretty big thing and a lot of people have been talking about in the recent weeks, saying that Sonic Racing Cross Worlds failed when it came to sales, but also failing its player base. And as someone that is completely addicted to this game like it's a drug, I can't tell you just how wrong people are for saying that this game failed at all. Sure, there's definitely things that this game isn't perfect about, but it is a really solid game and honestly is the best Sonic racing game that we've ever received in my opinion. I think with already just about 200 hours sunk into this game, I think I can pretty much justify saying that I think this is the best Sonic racing game. I absolutely adore the likes of All Stars Racing Transformed and also the original Riders games, but this game just fully made me fall right back in love with Sonic racing games all over again. And not only that, you basically combine the two games with adding the likes of extreme gearboards and the characters from the Riders, alongside having a lot of mechanics that were
After the Game Awards last night, I've been seeing a lot of people bring up the Mario Kart versus Sonic Racing Cross Worlds discussion yet again. And I mean, I completely understand why it would be coming up. This is a historical rivalry. The fact that there's even a discussion of Mario Kart World versus anything is a big deal. But it being Sonic specifically does spark the conversation up a little bit more. And I do think it's funny that the buzz generates a lot more discourse and things get louder after the Game Awards, which is an event that seemingly every single person always talks about how much it doesn't matter until their game that they love wins, in which case it starts to matter a lot more. And based off of the way the YouTube algorithm has been pushing different videos and the feed that I've been seeing for the past 24 hours, it looks like the Game Awards might actually matter more than most of us thought. Now, obviously, when it comes to Mario Kart World versus Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, personally, I've completely shifted over to the Sonic Racing side of things. I felt that Sonic Racing Cross Worlds was the true sequel that I've been waiting 11 years for after Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and there are tons of people all around the world that agree with me. Now, to be very clear, my approach towards these racing games is very casual. Even with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I wouldn't say that I was like phenomenal at it or anything. I think even when I did a full analysis of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on my channel, most people that were watching my footage would comment about how like I was a casual player and they liked that. Like I wasn't competitive by any means. And it's because I've always viewed Mario Kart as a very casual game. And likewise, when I jump to Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, it's just the kart racer that I go to now when I'm looking for a quick race. Either something to play online with my friends just for a random Saturday night, or if people came over, that's just what I throw on the screen and we all play it. It's not going to be the game that's generating the most hours out of me. I'm not always going to be first place, but I'm always going to have fun with it. And I went through this in previous videos, but after trying out Mario Kart World, my sentiment is pretty much the same as the sentiment of most people online that don't like that game. The mechanics are alright, it's Mario Kart, the tracks kind of stink mainly because of the intermissions. Even with the updates, they didn't really fix it all that much. And obviously I don't own a Switch 2, so even if I wanted to play Mario Kart World, I wouldn't be playing it. But on my weekly game nights with my group of friends that we all used to play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe quite a bit, we've all completely shifted over to Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. So even if there's a Switch 2 amongst us, and there's Mario Kart World amongst us, we tried it out for the first few weeks, we didn't really feel a big difference. We quickly shifted back to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and then when Sonic Racing came out, we've now completely converted to the point where we're no longer playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, we're only playing Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. The game just left a very good impression on us in a way that Mario Kart World couldn't. Now, that being said, over the course of the past few months, I've seen people try to push a narrative that Sonic Racing Cross Worlds was failing for whatever reason. I'm assuming it's the Switch 2 fans trying to push back against the hate that Mario Kart World was rightfully getting, mostly because of Nintendo's greed, obviously, not even because of the game, but the fact that the game was the way it was didn't help its case. It was a very underwhelming Mario Kart title. It is a very underwhelming Mario Kart title. So of course, because of all the trolling and all the laughing and finger pointing that Sonic fans were doing towards Nintendo and people that were saying, hey, this is much better than Mario Kart, Nintendo fans needed to come out and push some kind of narrative that Sonic Racing Cross Worlds wasn't doing too well, and pretty much the only concrete data that they could hang on to was Steam charts and how active the game was. Now, as somebody that's been pretty consistently playing Sonic Racing Cross Worlds for like an hour or two every few days, maybe even jumping on for like 30 or 40 minutes and doing a few races and getting off at night if it's like 11 p.m. or something. The first thing most people will notice while playing this game is that while it does show an emblem if you're playing on console or PC while you're racing, for the most part, most people that are playing this game are console racers. Like just based off of my experience, there's usually a PC logo next to my character, and then there are 2 or 3 other people that are playing on PC, and then almost everybody else is a console racer. Obviously, this fluctuates. And it completely makes sense. I mean, Sonic is historically not something that PC gamers are rallying behind. It's usually console gamers that enjoy this. So the Steam charts, they're not really an accurate depiction of how active this player base is. What I do know, and I can't speak for everybody else, is that I've never once jumped on this game and felt like it was missing players, felt like it took too long to find a big enough group to play with. I think I might have had like one failed race that disconnected somewhere in the third lap or something, but for the most part, it's been a very smooth experience with always a full group of 12 people. I can't speak the same for Mario Kart, but I've heard that there's a lot of times where bots fill up the rooms. Many people have been complaining that they can't get the full roster of racers, but granted, that game has like, what, 25 people racing versus the 12, so even if they get half of that, that would be equal to Sonic, so I don't know how to gauge it if it's one for one necessarily. But I've never had any issues finding races, and it always seems to be full, and it always seems to fill up pretty quickly, and I can do multiple races whenever I want to play. As far as I'm concerned, it's an active game. I've never got on it and been like, oh, this game's dead, there's nobody playing it. The one complaint that I might have is they have these festivals every few weekends where you're required to do the team stuff. I don't know if they're still doing that or not, but whenever that comes up, you can't really do the individual stuff, but I mean, at the end of the day, I just pick it up and race the game how I want to race it anyway. Like I said, it's all very casual for me, so while I could see that it would put other people off, for me, it doesn't really matter that much. I'll just jump on, do a few team races, I'll get my full of Sonic racing that I wanted that night, and that's it, I'm good to go. But outside of that, nothing. I've enjoyed pretty much every single time I've picked up this game to play, and I've seen just full rooms of people that are ready to race all the time. Now, that being said, that's only one aspect of all of this. A lot of this will be repeated from some of my more recent videos where I was talking about sales numbers for different games, and I'll probably share a clip from that video as well. I'll bookmark it so those of you that watch that video will know to skip ahead. But the sales numbers for Sonic Racing Crossworlds are out of this world when you look at it from the angle of a Sonic fan. You have to consider some very important things. This is, number one, the most expensive Sonic game that has released basically ever, I think. And in the first month, it reached 1 million sales despite that number. And not only that, there were people that were willing to pay not only the $70 price tag, which is already way too high, but they were willing to pay $90 to include the upgrade pack or the additional DLC, whatever they call the season pass. And it still hit 1 million units, which is phenomenal for a Sonic racing game. It's phenomenal for a Sonic game, quite frankly, not just a Sonic racing game. The fact that it's a racing game makes it even more impressive because this is a spin-off series that hasn't been good since Sega All-Star Racing Transformed over a decade ago. So it already had the lowest of expectations. As soon as this game was announced, it was shrugged off, the same way Team Sonic Racing was shrugged off a few years ago when it came out around the same time as Crash Team Racing. And it's very similar to when that 2D game came out, Sonic Superstars. It released at the same time as Mario Wonder, so it put it as a direct comparison. People loved Mario Wonder, they didn't really feel the same way as Sonic Superstars. It made people shrug off Sonic Superstars because they're like, why would I even play this? I'm just gonna go buy Mario Wonder. In the same vein, the expectation for Sonic and Racing Crossworlds was that it was going to be dead on arrival because everybody was just going to be playing Mario Kart. That's how it works. So with all of these odds stacked against it, it became a game that's extremely loved by so many kart racing fans, and specifically if you're a kart racing fan, you're probably a Mario Kart fan. And for a very large chunk of people in which the Switch 2 and Mario Kart World did not appeal to them for a laundry list of reasons, Sonic Racing Crossworld completely filled that void. Very unexpectedly and very successfully. And it did this at the massive price point that it started at. And that's largely because they gave it the network test where people were allowed to try the game for free, and so many people picked it up and realized they loved this game enough to spend the $70 and the $90 on it. Now, once again, to reiterate a previous talking point that I've had, the launch price of every single video game, aside from first-party Nintendo titles, is not the price of the game. It's more like the price for the early adopters. Because for every single publisher and developer, when they release a game, once again, with the exception of Nintendo, the fans are well aware that if they just wait a few months, the game is going to be on discount. And if they wait even longer than that, they might be getting it for dirt cheap. This doesn't matter how well the game sells. This doesn't matter if it's popular or not. All that matters is that if you wait, it's going to be cheaper. So it makes it even more impressive that Sonic and Racing Crossworlds was able to sell as much as it did early on, because most people that were buying it early on knew that the game price would eventually go down. And of course, during this holiday season, the price dropped immensely for Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Discounts everywhere. And now there's a whole nother wave coming into this title, and it's almost like a completely second launch for it. And the numbers are not gonna lie. This is a game that's going to have a very lengthy and very healthy lifespan. And the best part is we're still getting new characters, new DLC, new tracks every few weeks. So there's a very clear path of the free updates and the paid DLC that's going to be coming up, allowing you to be rest assured that despite the fact that you spent so much money on this title, or if you bought it recently at a discount, it's going to be supported for a lot longer, because most of those upcoming DLCs have not even made it to the game yet. Mega Man's not even there yet. It's very exciting, and deservedly so. So rest assured, Oh, Sonic fan, if you were worried about Sonic Racing Crossworld
It's
not doing
about
that well, just understand
about how people are saying Sonic Crossroads is falling off, even though it's not falling off. Pretty much.
that this is just a weird narrative being pushed out. It's not the case. The game is actually doing exceptionally well, and it continues along this excellent streak for the Sonic franchise that started around the 2020 when the first movie was coming out in Sonic Frontiers, and continued through Shadow Generations, which was amazing for so many of us. It was like going back to Sonic Adventure 2. Add on to that it released Sonic Generations for a whole new generation of people as well, so it was great. It's been good for Sonic fans, and it's still going to continue
Let me
to
guess
be great
who's
for
saying
Sonic
that
fans.
Nintendo
Sonic
kiss
Racing
asses.
Crossworld is continuing that trend. And I'm gonna close off this video.
Ding 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 ding. You are correct. It's the usual Nintendo dick eaters. But they cannot handle that the one time Mario Kart's ass, Sonic is actually debatably better. They cannot handle it, so they start spazzing out, saying things that aren't true. Yo, Smokey, what the fuck? Why am I getting old motherfuckers who haven't came here in like months just coming back randomly? I said, did you see people boo Mario Kart World at the Game Awards? I didn't watch the Game Awards, but I saw the clip. I saw the clip of people booing Mario Kart. And honestly, I mean, I can't really blame them. That game is kind of mid. I ain't gonna lie to you. And you know what the funny part is? The funniest part. He did. Oh shit! I see it right there. Hold on. Go back. I saw it.
After the Game Awards last night, I've been seeing a lot of people bring up.
Yo. But the funniest part is how people are saying, "Oh, it was just one boo." You hear one person booing, and you think it's the whole. I'm like, dog, the booing was pretty loud. It had to be more than just one person, because that shit was loud as fuck. Even the mic picked it up. Also, what the fuck, Aaron Noy? I don't know how long Renoy's been here. I don't think he's been here for long because I didn't see it. That's good. Let me turn YouTube shit on. I keep forgetting to do that. That's probably why I didn't see his shit. There we go. But yeah, people say, "Oh, it was just one boo. It was just one person booing." It was more than one person booing. That shit was loud as fuck.
This is interesting. Mario Kart World just got booed at the Game Awards. I'm serious. Listen to this clip.
Best sports racing game. EA Sports FC 26, F1 25, Mario Kart World, Rematch, Mario Kart World, Rematch.
Now, obviously, Mario Kart World was going to win this award. That was inevitable. You knew that going into this. It's the same reason they gave Donkey Kong Bonanza the Family Friendly Award. Nintendo doesn't show up much for these things, but when they do, they gotta win something. But I noticed throughout most of the show, there were a lot of games that were getting just a huge amount of cheers from the audience.
Metalface X657 says,
came up,
"Oh, I seen this live."
Silence. Doug Bowser came onto the screen to accept the award for Donkey Kong Bonanza, winning the family-friendly game.
It's
and
4
then
Life
like,
says,
okay, move,
yeah.
get off the screen. People want to start the show. But I thought that I was just being a little bit excessive. I'm like, maybe it's just my bitter feelings towards Nintendo right now is making me think that they're not being appreciated by the entire audience here at the Game Awards.
I got a stream
but then
streak.
They get to the part where they're announcing the best racing or sports game. And this is legitimately the first time in my life I see a Nintendo game get booed. I see a Mario Kart game get booed. I see any game get booed. They don't usually boo games at these things. And immediately, that, quote, vocal minority speaks up. Yeah, how about you take that thought of the people being upset with Nintendo being a vocal minority and shove it up your plumber's behind? The flagship Nintendo title, the launch game that is bundled with the Nintendo Switch 2, just got booed at the Game Awards. And it got doubled down and booed again when it found out that they won it. With what sounds like 14 or 15 Nintendo Glazers sitting there trying to outdo the boos with louder cheers.
Crossroads. No, but that's very telling. Nintendo fans aren't gonna fucking admit it, but it's extremely telling. When Mario Kart was up there, either it was getting booed It was either booed or it was completely silent. Nobody was hyped for Mario Kart World. Nobody gave a fuck about that shit. It was they're either getting booed or it was completely fucking silent. When Sonic Crossroad was called out, everybody started fucking cheering. I don't even need to explain the rest. That should already tell you. People don't give a fuck about Mario Kart World. That game is boring. I mean, I have fun with it, but it's nowhere near as fun as Sonic Crossroads. That should tell you everything. That should really tell you everything.
And the best part is, too, is when they mentioned Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, listen how loud the cheers were.
And Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. And the Game Award goes to Mario Kart World. Congratulations, Nintendo.
Listen how loud the cheers were.
And Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. And the Game Award goes
Everybody started fucking cheering, dog.
to
Metalface X657 says,
Congratulations,
well
Nintendo.
deserved.
You could
Like, literally, that should tell you everything, dog. Yeah, that should literally tell you everything.
feel the hatred for Nintendo throughout this award show, and you can feel it even more anytime their games are mentioned, the irrelevance of them. And Nintendo is generally irrelevant when it comes to these shows, don't get me wrong. But when they do make it, it's for a reason. The games that they make are unanimously loved by everybody. They definitely do not get booed at these things. I mean, they did a player's choice thing, and not a single one of those games was a Nintendo game for a console that just launched, the Switch 2. Bonanza didn't show up on there, nor did Mario Kart World. No, of course not, Pokemon Legends ZA. The biggest titles of the year for Nintendo, the fastest selling retail titles because physical games are only bought by Nintendo fans. And there's little to no acknowledgement for them. And look, in most years, that would be fine. But everybody is just frequently shoving fastest selling console down our throats, fastest selling this and that down our throats. Record breaking, can do no wrong. All of these weird cherry-pick stats without any consideration of nuance, of what the current gaming market looks like, of what the stock availability for the Switch 2 looked like when it first launched, of the acknowledgement of just how little software sales have been going on a console that's supposedly selling amazingly well. You'd think games would be moving along with these ship units, except no, they're shipping units that haven't been sold yet, and most of them are sitting in Mario Kart bundles, and those are most of the software sales. I'll tell you this, Nintendo has always been...
For Life says, you see why I'm still pissed even though I shouldn't be pissed.
I mean, I'm not pissed, but I can recognize that Crossroads obviously deserved it. Again, my whole thing is this. Yes, Crossroads is better, but again, Nintendo is just bigger.
It's For Life says, the crowd said it.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Everybody and their mama know Crossroads deserved it. But because Nintendo is just bigger, it just automatically wins. Which is not very surprising. Not surprising at all.
It's For Life says, did you see that meme that I recorded from Twitter?
Meme that you recorded from Twitter. What meme?
It's For Life says, in IG.
That meme? Oh, what? Oh, that's the other shit? Oh, yeah, I saw that one. Bruh. Yeah, that's literally you. That's literally you.
its own little thing amongst the gaming community. It doesn't take center stage on the Game Awards. It's not acknowledged in the same manner of which these other titles and games and publishers and consoles are acknowledged, especially in these types of award shows. That is understood. But there is normally affinity for Nintendo because every single one of these people that are at these Game Awards all owned Nintendo Switches. They all loved Breath of the Wild. They loved Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. They loved Mario Odyssey, Mario Galaxy, these games that they grew up with. The way that they are excessively celebrating for all of the indie titles, that's normally how they celebrate for the Nintendo titles as well, because there's a love and affinity for Nintendo games, generally. It's the console you grew up playing. It's the console you bought for your kids. It's the console you buy in addition to your PlayStation or your Xbox or your PC because it's handheld and it has like the fun games that you would do with your friends when you're having a co-op night. Nintendo does not get hate at these things. If anything, it gets relevance. And that's at minimum. Usually when it shows up to these things and it has a game that's winning something, it gets loud cheers. It gets a lot of love.
That's say usually Nintendo doesn't get booed.
Boos. Now, in the case of Mario Kart World, a big reason why it did get all of those boos is because of its $80 price tag. That's without a shadow of a doubt. But there are other games with scummy business practices that are being mentioned here. In its own category, EAFC was mentioned. Heck, Sonic Racing Crossroads was mentioned, and that was a $70 title that you had to buy at $90 on day one if you wanted all the additional DLC. But the boos did not go for that beat down, same game, treaded over and over again FIFA title, nor for that overpriced, supposedly, Sonic game. The jeering and boos from the fan went towards Mario Kart World. And I don't think they were simply celebrating the inclusion of King Boo. No, those sounded like they didn't like the game. And then the fact that they cheered doubly as loud for Sonic Racing Cross Worlds cements that. And I love the few Nintendo fans that jumped up and tried to cheer over them. This is just so funny. If you thought that the internet was a small bubble, and you thought that the YouTube space,
I'm telling you,
the giant, massive...
The thing is this, bro. After years of Mario Kart just being dominant and just being so fucking good, you know what I'm saying? Because usually Sonic had the roughest years, you know? But the thing is that Nintendo fans just cannot handle that. The fact that Mario Kart World, the fact that people are even having the conversation that Mario Kart World could possibly, you know, not be as good as Sonic Crossroads. The fact that that's even a discussion has Nintendo fans mad as fuck. Because usually there's never be a discussion. Like, everybody knows 8 Deluxe is fucking, you know, goated as fuck. Even fucking Wii. I don't know about Mario Kart 7. Mario Kart 7 is kind of just eh. But Mario Kart Wii, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you know, even like DS and Double Dash, they're all fucking goated. But the fact is, the first Mario Kart game where it's actually kind of fucking ass, and people are actually saying like, "Oh, this game actually might be worse than Sonic Crossworlds." They just can't take it. It just fucking makes them mad as fuck. Partially because honestly, I think Mario Kart would have been better if they actually finished the fucking game. If they actually finished the game, I think I probably would have been better than Sonic Crossworlds. But the main fact is just that it's not a finished game. When it released, it wasn't finished, and they also ruined it. Not only was it's two things. One,
it's for life
things,
says.
Actually,
see, Nintendo fans would have a heart attack.
It's two things. It's first, they cannot handle. They can't handle that. Well, no. The first thing is just that the game isn't efficient. It wasn't finished. The game wasn't finished when it released. It wasn't done. Till this day, they're still adding quality of life shit that should have been added to day one. Two, they ruined the game themselves. Nintendo actively ruined the fucking game and actually almost killed it. That's the reason why the game is fucking even close to being, you know, overtaken by Crossworlds. Crossworlds, when it released, it was fucking hype. It has better characters. Literally, you get mad content. Yes, you're paying $90, but at least I can argue that $90 is more worth than the $80 for Mario Kart World. I don't think either. I still think that's a crazy ass price. But Mario Kart World was without any DLC. To this day, Mario Kart World still doesn't have any fucking DLC. Sonic Crossroads was $90, which $70 for the game is kind of crazy. But at least the $90, I could argue that it was worth.
It's for life says. And look, it's an opportunity because Sega is giving power to the people. Like, I could say this, you could literally ask Sega for a character that you want in Crossworlds if they could do it.
That's what I'm saying. Because what I think they do is I think they look through the mods. They look through the character mods, and then like if they see a character that looks cool, they'll just fucking add it. I think that's how they go about it. Unless, at least for the ones that aren't planned already, right? For the ones that are planned already, I think they just chose those ones. But for the ones in the future, they're probably gonna look at the mods and see like, oh, yeah, everybody seems to want fucking I don't know. People want to add like fucking fuck. I don't even know what the fuck they're gonna add. They added mad crazy ass characters. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Sega is just much more player friendly. They're much more friendly towards their player base.
YouTube World was just its own quiet and private bubble, a vocal minority. You need to reevaluate, because Nintendo fans are in for the rudest awakening. If things continue as they are, and once the Switch 2 is out long enough to match up with when the other consoles had stock, whether it's by the end of this year, by the end of 2026, maybe even 2 years from now. Remember, the Xbox consoles didn't fail until this year. They hit 30 million sold until people were like, oh, this thing's not doing too well. But at some point, Nintendo fans are going to realize that a lot of the cockiness, a lot of the arrogance, a lot of the elitism that they have, strictly because of the success of the Nintendo Switch, the same elitism and cockiness that Nintendo has going into the launch of the Switch 2, and how they've behaved through these past few years, because their handheld device was able to overperform since it was so cheap and available, there's going to be a big realization that all of that is without merit. And at the rate it's going, the only place where Nintendo will have any kind of vocal strength is going to end up being Japan. The one place in the world where they did not overcharge for the Nintendo Switch 2.
It was
it's a good
cheaper.
thing Nintendo fans have Famitsu numbers to cling on to, because there's really nothing else. The flagship Nintendo title from the franchise that is loved by pretty much everybody unanimously across the past 30 years just got booed at the 2025 Game Awards after winning Best Racing Game. Yeah, vocal minority.
Yeah. Crazy. Smithers, are they booing me? No, sir. They're saying boo, booster course pass. Booster course pass. If they were air riders, yeah, it would have been, yep, true. If it's air riders, I'm pretty sure everybody would be fucking cheering. That's what typically don't care about Game Awards, so you cannot convince that Mario Kart World is better than received. That is better received. So I take Air Riders over World, and this is coming from someone who loved OG Air Rider. Air Riders is literally Air Rider duo. Crossroads lost pretty much all hype after it came out. During the beta, everyone was talking about, but after that, nothing. I'd argue the opposite, not gonna lie. It was still pretty hyped up after release, and some updates are still going really well. I don't need to argue that because it's just not true. Crossroads lost most, if not all, the hype after release. It was never gonna beat Mario Kart World. What is this dude yapping about? You see this shit? What is bro talking about? What are these dudes talking about? People are funny. Some dumbass in the comments, of course. Like genuinely, what the fuck is wrong with this motherfucker? Of course, he got a Vegeta profile picture. That's crazy. It lost all its hype after the release. That's somebody who was not. See, unlike this nigga who probably didn't play Crossroads, right? What do you mean? Is it because people aren't talking about it? Which, like, because the thing is, right? On my Twitter, I get Mario Kart World shit and I get Sonic Crossroads shit. The thing is, right? I feel like one thing is just that Crossworlds, it still gets hype. It still gets hype. Mario Kart World doesn't get hype. The only thing is just has bigger content creators who make videos on it. Because if I were to tell you, oh, tell me content creators that actually big content creators that cover Crossworlds, you couldn't name me one. But if I say, oh, name me big content creators who cover Mario Kart World, you could name me fucking Rod, fucking TWD, fucking JP Givner. You can name me a bunch of fucking names. But at the same time, bro, Kart World was like dead for like mad long. There was nothing going on with Kart World. Crossroads actually has content coming in. It's actually getting content. Like right now, I think what next character is Knights. Knights is coming out soon. I'm hype as fuck.
It's for life says. Mario Kart World was empty.
Literally, if you even check Troy's YouTube, right? If you check TWD's fucking YouTube channel, right before, I think it was like before, I forgot when it was. Bro said he had to stop playing Mario Kart World because it was just boring. Bro, it was so boring that bro couldn't even make content on the fucking game because it was just that boring. That's how bad it was. The game had no content, and it still has barely any fucking content. Because they refuse to add anything to it. All they do is keep changing shit, adding like minuscule quality of life updates. People don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe usually has almost as many
It's for life
viewers
says.
on Twitch as World.
And let's not forget last minute update when Sonic Racing and Cross Worlds came out. They started updating Mario Kart World, they got caught with their pants down.
Nah, literally. But actually, bro.
Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. Something about a
Mega Man,
nothing's happening. It's over.
Kojima, and fans.
Look pissed.
I just couldn't give enough of a shit. Jeff Keighley is easily one of the worst award show hosts, and I legitimately am shocked that there are people who pay $1 million to promote their products at this thing. Get your money back. No, seriously, get your money back.
When they go back and get your money. They brainwash you. They lie to you.
A lot of the time, what's shown here will flop. So congratulations on wasting $1 million, making Jeff Keighley rich, just so we can see him cry and have a boner over Kojima consecutively for like the 10th year in a row. Thank you, gaming industry. Really spending your money where it counts, huh? You just really want to be at Jeff's show. I'll tell you what, though, there was a few highlights to enjoy here. And no, I don't mean the reveals, because there was jack shit. Well, actually, no, that Divinity trailer was the shit. I really like that one. That was the most metal thing I've seen in a long time. But all the other reveals had me questioning, why didn't I bring a pillow to the Game Awards? Hell, they even had Evanescence come out on stage, and I still didn't care. That was like the only thing that kept me in my chair for much longer. I just want to see the Evanescence performance, and it was okay.
Bro's actually falling
All I can say
asleep.
is the right game won all the awards. And even though Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is my favorite game of the year, I still think it's perfectly fine that Expedition 33 came in and swept everything up. Why? Because I love watching the AAA industry, especially Kojima and his smug face. I love watching that man nearly shed a tear that Death Stranding 2 didn't win. I especially love how hard Sony got denied, because Ghost of Yote received a total of 0 awards.
That's
right,
crazy.
0. It was
None?
nominated so many times, and every single time the Antifa chick thought she was about to get up to receive an award, they kept telling her to sit your ass down. Oh, you have no idea how much that got me off. Ghost of Yote shouldn't have even really been there. I mean, there was a lot of good games this year, and I felt like the AAA ones took too many spots. They really shouldn't have been there. You guys were outclassed by studios with a quarter of your budget. Learn to live with it. Of course, then you had MBG dressing up as Leon Kennedy for the Game Awards, and I think he ended up looking more like a Karen than a Resident Evil protagonist.
I want to speak to your...
But the real highlight of the Game Awards was this moment that was captured briefly by Nintendo and has been making the rounds because Mario Kart World did win Best Racing Game. Sorry, Sonic. I mean, you made a funny-ass ad, but I guess you just couldn't beat them at the Game Awards. Well, during the announcement of the nominees, the minute Mario Kart World was mentioned, someone in the crowd booed the game.
Yo.
Let's check that out.
This is interesting.
All
Mario
right.
Kart World just got booed at
We just
Game
watched the video.
Awards. I'm serious. Listen to this clip.
Best sports racing game. EA Sports FC 26, F1 25, Mario Kart World, Rematch, Mario
Nah, it's
Kart
great.
World, Rematch.
Now, obviously, Mario Kart World was going to win.
Nah.
Get fucked. Get fucked, Mario Kart World. Get
Honestly, the game
fucked.
deserves it. Ain't gonna lie to
Come on,
you.
everybody. If you don't believe in him, he can't hurt you. Oh, God, the pain.
Oh my God. Hold on. Let me just soak this in, okay? All right? Mamma mia. They don't like my card game. Why are you so gay?
Bruh.
I'm a hater. I'm upset that it won, but I'm glad that it was received with boos because Mario Kart World is easily the most overrated title on that list. Let's be honest. As of now,
I ain't gonna
they're
lie.
finally releasing updates that
Which is why I said it only won because it's Nintendo. It is overrated. I'm not gonna lie to you. The only thing that's carrying it in that fucking list is that it's fucking Nintendo. That's literally it.
actually make the game more
It's carried as
complete.
fuck.
Because it was a very incomplete project that launched. I mean, never mind the fact that Assetto Corsa wasn't even on that list. What a shame. But it seems, I guess, us, the quote-unquote vocal minorities, exist out there in real life too. I mean, I know we do. Last time I went to a GameStop, I had me a full conversation with someone looking in the Nintendo aisle, and he felt exactly the same way I do about Nintendo. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that, you know, people hate on Nintendo in real life, as much as these guys want you to think it's an internet thing only. No, it's clear as day Mario Kart World getting booed is an accurate representation of how people feel about it. If it wasn't bundled with the Switch 2, I don't even know if this would sell. And I know it's not my ears
wouldn't.
tricking me because this other person over here, even he heard it. Listen.
Variety of genres. Here are the nominees for Best Sports Racing Game. EA Sports FC 26, F1 25.
Okay, come on,
Mario
Sonic.
Kart
Come on,
World,
Sonic.
Rematch.
This one
Sonic
boo on
Racing
Mario Kart World. It was not that bad.
And the
You
Bruh.
see? I'm not the only one. And now there's Nintendo and other people noticed it. Mario Kart World got trashed.
You know what's ironic about this? You're the one who looks stupid right now.
Oh, you never think to yourself as a musician you'll find inspiration in hating on something, but oh my god, my
God.
hatred of Nintendo has powered me up so much recently. I just figured out how to record music. That's how much I hate Nintendo. I'm learning how to do things so that I can up my hate game on them. Competition's pretty stiff right now. What with, you know, all the upcoming Nintendo haters trying to take the throne. None of them really mean it, but I do. And it's great to see. Now, of course, it's not as good as the news of Ghost of Yote receiving 0 awards. What's up, everyone? It's Antimion here, and welcome back to the channel. Ghost of Yote gets 7 nominations, wins nothing at Game Awards. Antifa supporter lead actor surprised while looking like a Disney villain that she lost. There is true justice in this world. Oh, I am so
I don't know what's
glad
going on
this
with Ghost of
game got
Yote.
nothing. They gave the PlayStation guys nothing. Oh, that makes me so happy. No, it's not solely because I'm also a PlayStation hater. It's just the example, the precedence this is setting on the AAA industry. This is what I love. I love watching people involved in AAA slop put on the Pikachu face when their game isn't even being acknowledged. Me knowing that both Ghost of Yote and Assassin's Creed Shadows both.
Yeah, because I mean, to be honest, that's the thing. AAA studios, I feel like, see, and that's why I'm saying that low. Okay, I will agree with this. Game Awards is rigged to a degree, right? Because one way the Game Awards is rigged is that AAA titles are always going to take priority over the smaller indie games. Even if it's the same regurgitated slop every fucking year, because it's simply just AAA, it's gonna
Metal
fucking win.
Face X657 says, it's basically E33 awards.
That's what I'm saying, and people saying like it's just like, bro, it is kind of rigged. Because obviously they're gonna choose the big the big AAA studio shits that are gonna reproduce the same slop every fucking year. It's the same exact game, slightly changed a little bit. Like, bro, they don't change shit. They don't change anything. It's basically the equivalent of like having like EA or like the 2K games. Like you have 2K, NBA 2K, fucking 2021, NBA 2K 2022, NBA 2K 2020. It's the same game every fucking year. It barely changed shit. And then they win the award, but I'm like, dog, the other indie studios actually took an ambitious, angle to the game that they were trying to make. They just recreated the same shit. Like literally, half of these games is anime. Like what? A few years ago, literally half the games were just roguelike RPG, or roguelike RPG, roguelike first person shooter, roguelike first person shooter, anime gacha. It's the same shit. At least from the AAA studios, it's the same fucking shit. They don't take any risk. Because they don't want to lose money. They don't take any fucking risk in actually making an interesting game. But the indie studios, they don't make a lot of money, so they have to take risk. They actually have to take a certain risk. And I would say a lot of the time, it actually kind of works. Because you know why? They actually put actual effort. They put hard work, sweat, and tears into the games that they make. It's fucking annoying. So in that way, I would say the Game Awards is kind of rigged.
Won nothing at the Game Awards. Ghost of Yote won no prizes at the awards. And the PlayStation fans are salty. I mean, look at this one. Ghost of Yote's vibrancy really lost color, slop, and gray and brown shit with Unreal slapped on it. Oh, you're goddamn right it did. And I am happy. I am glad that Ghost of Yote fell short. I'm crying. The Ghost of Yote director flashed 33 at the camera because he knew Expedition 33 was gonna win. You're damn right he knew. Ghost of Yote is simply unworthy. Ubisoft watching their ex-employees' new game sweep the Game Awards with a record-breaking 9 awards and winning Game of the Year. I mean, God, you love to see it though. I mean, granted, none of this really means anything to me because it is Jeff Keighley's show, but it's a good sign to see a game like Expedition 33 sweep it. I think it wholeheartedly deserves it. It's not my favorite game of the year, but I acknowledge that it was superior to basically everything. Maybe even superior to my favorite game of the year. It's especially good to see that gamers agree with the decision. But you know who doesn't? The AAA industry. They're on full meltdown. Now comes the best.
I don't know anything about Expedition 33. I've seen like a little bit of gameplay, but I don't get the appeal. But
part, Kojima's reaction to Expedition 33 winning Game of the Year. Let's see this, because this is the part of the stream where I was already gone. I had fallen asleep. I was in bed before this award was handed out.
Expedition 33.
Oh, he's salty! Kojima's salty!
Expedition 33.
Oh, he's salty! Oh, now I kind of wish I was there live for that reaction. Oh my God. Talk about a loser's reaction. Oh my God, your overwritten, overinflated budget of a game did not win. Oh.
Expedition 33.
Oh my God. You know what, Expedition 33? Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. We would not have this kind of live environment where we get to see AAA devs get pissed off. We get to see egotistical voice actresses nearly cry because they didn't get an award. And then we get to see Mario Kart World booed. You know what? Not too bad. Well, I couldn't tell you a single thing about any of the reveals though, because nothing really caught my attention. I mean, you hate to see it. As a hardcore Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 enthusiast, it's tweets like this that make me not want people to know I'm a fan of the game. Because look at this reaction. KCD2 is one of the purest, the best RPGs of all time, and it lost the RPG award to a game where the RPG elements aren't great. It didn't even come close to a true RPG. Bias was heavy at the Game Awards. You see, Expedition 33 just kind of came out of nowhere. I don't think there was that much bias from the industry for it. I think quite the opposite. KCD2 is also a AA game, but it was also excellent. And to see someone shed tears because it didn't win, I mean, like, come on, really? You do realize this award show is just a giant ad placement. And the only thing you're being handed an award for is for paying money to even show up and be there in the first place. And don't even get me started on the Half-Life 3 rumors. I may as well be the one to tell you if you didn't already know. There was no Half-Life 3 at the Game Awards. People are schizo, I swear to God. Anybody who thought...
I don't know anything about Half-Life 3 either, but like people are actually going crazy. I don't know what the fuck. All I heard was people saying like, "Oh my god, we're getting Half-Life 3." I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck this is about, but all right. I guess I guess they were fucking wrong.
Flash of man burning alive. It was the most metal badass trailer I purchased over such a thing. You're gonna have to do a lot more than that.
Resident Evil Requiem, Leon. Lego Batman Legacy. Okay, this is actually kind of hype. I like Lego Batman.
Pick up a huge cast, and then they brought all of.
Oh yeah, I forgot Street Fighter movie. I completely forgot about this shit. Yo. I heard Jason, the dude that was like Aquaman. What the fuck that dude's name was? I heard that he was gonna play Blanca, bro.